Hi guys, it's Michelle, and today's video is going to be yet another childhood ruining conspiracy theories for you guys. I'm editing this video and I didn't realize how bad like this rash looks. Basically, oh my gosh, I am like allergic to my roommate's dog, which is really weird. I don't know. And I've had this rash for like over a month or so. So does anyone like have any ideas of what to do? Like in some places, because I've scratched so hard, I've literally bruised. Like, it's crazy. My roommates went to like away for a week. I was still itchy, so if anybody has any tips, I would love to know, because apparently I'm in a scratch itch cycle. So I'm not even itchy because I'm allergic, I'm itchy because I've already itched. Does that make sense? I don't know. Dermatologists, please help. Also, it's not fleas, in case you thought it was. It's not. We've had her checked at the vet. Before we get into it, I would like to thank HelloFresh for sponsoring today's video. So HelloFresh, you guys know I'm obsessed with. I've been using them for literally years, and they are America's #1 meal kit that sends pre-packaged, pre-portioned ingredients ready for you to cook up some amazing recipes. I'm really excited because HelloFresh has like a new fall campaign, so get ready to make amazing fall recipes, which I love, like seasonal things. Anything seasonal is like my jam. You can choose from an ever-growing new rotation of different fall recipes that are like super hearty, like soup and just in-season fall produce, which is super exciting and obviously delicious. Like I made a soup today and it was honestly incredible. It was a Mexicali black bean soup and it was literally incredible. It felt like fall was giving me a hug and I love it. The great thing about HelloFresh is that it has more 5-star recipes than any other meal kit, so you'll know that you're always truly getting something delicious. I've never gotten a like recipe from HelloFresh that I didn't absolutely love. Like everything is so good. I actually love HelloFresh because it's super time efficient as well. Like the average trip to the grocery store takes like 41 minutes. Which, who knew? I feel like I'm there for way longer though, honestly, like usually like an hour or so. And with HelloFresh, you can skip those trips and get everything you need to make chef curated meals delivered directly to your door. I also love how sustainable HelloFresh is, because HelloFresh's pre-portioned ingredients mean that there's less food waste and less prep also, which is obviously super convenient and great. But obviously the like food waste is like a really big thing. For me, especially because I feel like I'm constantly buying like too much food. So HelloFresh is perfect because it gives you the exact amount of food for the meal and you're not wasting any food. So if you guys want to check out HelloFresh for yourselves, then go to HelloFresh.com and use the code Platti14. 14 free meals plus free shipping. Literally such a great deal. Definitely go check them out. I'm not even kidding. I absolutely love HelloFresh with my full heart. I love them. Thank you again to HelloFresh for sponsoring today's video, but let's get into the conspiracy theories. So the first conspiracy theory I want to talk about has to do with Stranger Things. Stranger Things, I love that show. I'm excited for the new season to come out, and I have always thought this like from the beginning of the show, and I don't know if I've ever talked about it in like a Stranger Things conspiracy theories or anything, but what I truly believe is that 11 needs to die in order to get rid of the Upside Down. I think that she's somewhat of like similar to Harry Potter, like a Horcrux situation. I think that she is the portal to the Upside Down. She needs to die in order for everyone else to be saved. I think that's going to be how Stranger Things ends. I truly believe this. I feel like I've heard people talk about this theory before, but I think a lot of people don't believe it because they don't think that they would want to kill off like a main character like that. But I think if they leave it towards the end of the series and like that's how they end it, it would be pretty good and honestly like a really interesting ending. But I just wonder how long it's going to take them to realize. I do think that that's the case. Like I actually literally think that's what's happening. I think the Demogorgon is like a reflection of 11. As long as 11 remains in the regular world, the Upside Down will also remain. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Because I think that that's going to be a really interesting way to end the series. But who knows what'll actually happen. I'm like so curious though. Speaking of Harry Potter, the next conspiracy theory I found, I'm obsessed with it. I love this theory because I cannot stand Ginny Weasley, and everyone always asks me, are you talking about book Ginny or movie Ginny? And yes, I'm that bitch who has not actually read the books. I'm sorry. I don't know, maybe one day I will do it. They are just very long, and honestly, I don't really read much. Maybe I should. maybe then I would stop saying like every 2 seconds and I would have a better vocabulary. I personally cannot stand Ginny Weasley. I've talked about this before, and I hate Ginny and Harry together. I think it makes no sense. So there's a conspiracy theory that Ginny actually used a love potion on Harry, and I think it makes a lot of sense. First of all, I kind of hate when people ship Hermione and Harry, although a lot of people do, especially people who read the books, like really ship Harry and Hermione, which I kind of find weird. I like Ron and Hermione's like dynamic together. And like I said, maybe that's only because I've only seen the movies. So the theory basically talks about the fact that Harry was like obsessed with Cho Chang for like a very large minute. And then all of a sudden he just flipped a switch and was into Ginny. And it was like really weird, really sudden. Like I said, I don't know how it's portrayed in the books, but in the movies, it's like very fast. Also, Fred and George literally used to sell and make these love potions. So honestly, it's kind of not far off. She could obviously get her hands on love potion if she really wanted it. I also think it makes a lot of sense because Ginny and Harry don't really make a lot of sense to me. I've never really seen it. I've never felt like chemistry between them. Didn't think it was a vibe. Don't get it. Like 0 out of 10. Like I said, is it different in the books? Because maybe I will read the books if it's different. Because I've heard that Ginny in the books is way better. But like, is she still annoying? Because she really irritates me in the movies and I don't know why. And I actually think it's because I do believe this theory. I think that makes sense and it feels like something movie Ginny would definitely do. Also, even though I don't ship Harry and Hermione, I do think that Harry has feelings for Hermione. What do you guys think? I would like to hear your opinions on that one because it does interest me a lot. Okay, so the next 2 conspiracy theories come from this TikTok user that I absolutely love. Her TikToks, they're so interesting and she has so many good theories that I haven't heard of before. And this one really freaking got me. So it's about Home Alone. And I've thought about this every time I watch Home Alone. I always think Kevin McAllister low-key kind of evil. Like I get that he's trying to fight these dudes who are like trying to break into his house and like rob him basically, but at the same time, low-key a little scary. Basically the theory goes that Kevin McAllister actually grew up to be Jigsaw. So I actually think this theory low-key makes a lot of sense and I think it's super interesting because all the traps and chaos that Kevin comes up with are first of all incredibly detailed for a freaking 7-year-old or however old he's supposed to be, and also very dangerous. And he, like I said, basically almost kills Harry and Marv several times, and I just think it would make sense that he would grow up to become somebody like Jigsaw. I also think it makes sense because obviously like the tricks and stuff that Kevin plays could be similar to like that of Jigsaw's, and also somebody who's Kevin's age and is doing all of these tricks and traps for these guys and is like comfortable with almost killing 2 random guys. I think he could grow up to be a serial killer. To me that makes sense. He could grow up to be Jigsaw. I see it. I really do. I think it makes a lot of sense, low-key. But what do you guys think? Because like either way, I'm concerned with Kevin McAllister. Like I think the way that he acts is probably because he's like neglected by his family, obviously, to the fact that they didn't even know he was missing twice. But in general, it seems like they have a really hectic household with lots of kids, lots of family members. Maybe Kevin's neglect, you know, led him to have this like really dark-minded personality. I don't know. It's scary if you think about it because that kid is really dark. If you go back and watch the Home Alone movies and actually just sit there and think about it, it's kind of fucked. So the next theory that this girl Mia had is about finding Nemo. The theory that Nemo, because the word Nemo in Latin means nobody, that Nemo does not exist and was a figment of Marlin's imagination. So the idea of like the beginning of the story of Finding Nemo, where Nemo's mom and all the eggs together in the sea anemone, and then a shark comes and attacks them. Also kind of dark for a kids movie, but anyway. Basically Nemo is the only one who's left, but what if Nemo actually never existed in the first place and that was just Marlin's way of coping with the loss of all of his children and his wife, that he created Nemo, which like I said in Latin means nobody, and he followed Nemo around and that's why Nemo goes missing and that's why the movie's called Finding Nemo. Nemo doesn't actually exist. Obviously there's some holes to this in the sense of like other people around see Nemo, like it's kind of a thing, but what if they're kind of just playing along because they know Marlin's really upset about the loss of his wife and children? I don't know, it's pretty fucking dark, but I did think it was interesting nonetheless because I could totally see that making sense, because why else would they choose the name Nemo? Like I feel like a lot of creators, especially Disney, are very tactical with what they create and why they create it, so I kind of think it makes a lot of sense. But what do you guys think? Okay, so the next conspiracy theory is the Cat Valentine theory. I've seen this theory so many times on TikTok, so I'm just gonna link one of them below. I don't know who started it, but this theory is super interesting about Cat Valentine, played by my fave, Ariana Grande. Basically, the theory goes that the reason that Cat is so ditzy and childlike is because of the abuse that she has gone through in her personal life. I think that this makes a lot of sense because, first of all, she seems like she lives in an abusive household based on what she says, like her brother being really weird and creepy towards her, and her parents kind of neglecting her, even following Sam and Kat. She ends up living with her Nona. The thing that I think makes sense about this theory is I think something happened. Okay, well actually I don't. What I think happened is that Ariana really came into the character and they went a different direction. But in conspiracy world, I think what happened between season 1 and season 2 of Cat Valentine must have been really traumatizing, because if you remember, season 1 Cat Valentine was not that like weird. She was weird and quirky, but she was very much like, she didn't talk like like she did, but like she wasn't as Cat Valentine-y as the later seasons, if that makes sense. Like she talks pretty normally, she still knows what's like going on, she's not as like dumb or childlike as they portray her in the later seasons. Like I said, I think this could be just a result of Ariana like really discovering a character and kind of changing it throughout the seasons. But I do think that like it's an interesting theory to conspirize that perhaps something really traumatic happened to Kat between season 1 and season 2. Because yes, she's still Kat, but like something is causing her to act in this childlike manner. And essentially a lot of people think that it's because she was experiencing abuse from her brother or potentially her parents as well. I think further, I saw a theory about this in regards to Robbie. Can't freaking find it, but I saw a TikTok a while ago. So if you guys find this or have seen it, please tag me in it, about Robbie's character being really creepy with Kat. And I never really realized it until later. But like he would say things like, do you want to play pirates? And Kat's like, I don't like the way you play pirates. Like it was just like a weird jokes between them. Also the fact that Robbie literally had like stand cutouts of Kat without her knowing, a little concerning, not gonna lie. So I just think Kat has been like really abused in her life and probably has a lot of trauma, which causes her to act the way that she does. Okay, so the last story I want to talk about revolves around Hocus Pocus. So as you guys might know, Hocus Pocus is coming out with a Hocus Pocus 2, a sequel. I'm so freaking excited. Like I actually cannot wait. I could cry. So this Hocus Pocus 2 features the original witches and they're going to be played by the same cast. So I'm very interested as to how they are going to spin that, you know, the Sanderson sisters are still alive. How did this happen? I think it's a possibility that the spell Winifred cast was a little bit more intense than what they assumed at first. I think that the reason that the story came with like the Virgin lighting the candle and the witches coming alive for just one evening, I think the reason that this isn't true is because Winifred didn't really want to let on how much power they actually hold. I am so interested to see how this sequel goes because I think that's a really interesting concept, but I also think of like you know, it'd be really cool if like two like, you know, people in Salem like wanted to like experience with witchcraft and they tried bringing back and like resurrecting the Sanderson sisters and using Winifred's spell book. That would be so cool. That would be a cool concept. That should be the concept. What do you guys think that's gonna be? Because obviously they have to come up with some way to explain why the Sanderson sisters were able to come back alive. Unless it's a prequel, which I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a sequel. So I would love to know you guys' theories as to how they're going to go about that. Because it is spooky season, so we can talk about some Halloween conspiracy theories. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. But that is it for today's video. If you guys liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. Like I said, let me know in the comments below your opinions on all of these conspiracy theories, and if you have any other childhood running conspiracy theories, let me know as well below. That is it. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram because I'm always posting really dope ass shit on there. Subscribe for new videos every week, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!